IHMS.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. زدتكم مزجدر وأنا مقوم على الشاتي باروتي جاش وقتنا بايسنا نزيف سلام السنة مشاوزات بالتابع برد كلانا كذا خوجي من الشقبازانا حراري هيرتش تندر بزخانة سا نشادنا حاجة وحجزنا فلوبزا أسرع كوتاج ساتكلي أزي بايسنا ودايسنا لترشيب بروغرامو تتدال ناروما خوجي كلام سبرزيو أنت إن شاء الله يي فلوبزا أسرع كوسات تمام دلفنا بيوم ما إزاجو درس نسوبو يار بوزال كرزيوتا ما إن شاء الله رحيم يبخون ما إلى متورد تتلوقتا أفيرهو. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. زتقدركم كلكم زتفركم الديشخاش زوكسوزو والداش آياتش زوكسوزو ويديش برنامجنا اللي والداش خذ الحط موجود ديشخاش هم بيله السيله مسبي يخانة برنامج ليه بوردنا يي برنامجنا تقوزه كذا قدر وقت نسنما كويا هرسراكو سات اللي نار تتطلع ناريو آخر فاينالي والدايسنا زبورو دبتا تيجو كتوا بهاللي دي زلاش والداش هو زك موشا حتى دي جوكتا عنده والداش لي الناس تشينك نجرا ما نتشينك له لما تشينك له أوائل تشينك وجرا دركي والدايسنا الناس تشينك على بنا ما والدايسنا عليه أحد مجي من سبة كل شيء زينا ومحتاج ما والداش لي أحد مخنا على بنا هو جي برنامجنا وإن شاء الله استوزي من بو كل صام إسلامي تنامه دين زنا برازيل كتب برنامجنا قرآن بين كفتانا قرآن بكفت لنا ذالهم استاذ سمير انتيو استاذ سمير ان شاء الله تفضل.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم كلا إن الإنسان ليطغى أن رآه استغنى إن إلى ربك الرجعى أرأيت الذي ينهى عبدا إذا صلى أرأيت إن كان على الهدى أو أمر بالتقوى أرأيت إن كذب وتولى ألم يعلم بأن الله يرى كلا لئن لم ينته لنسفعا بالناصية ناصية كاذبة خاطئة فليدع ناديه سندع الزبانية كلا لا تطئه واسجد واقترب صدق الله العظيم.
تكبير. شكرا سمير ان شاء الله. توكو ذا كتا يي برنامج زغلنا وجنوري كويا بينتا سو جنوري بلا خزال اسراس دساتينتا حرسات زو ما بين بي سو من بوابينا ما سو من بمكاننا ربينا اصل وقت بي هو جمت لا سمر بي كوت باج مليت النار زكشنو سو درك خانه بينا ما حد باج بنت وسني ما ان شاء الله كوت برنامج زناو اخاي قلنا يقرا سمر بي كل زنا من لسان اللي بايتي بعد سبتمبر مدرسة كفتسا كوتاين برنامجنا ونقلانا ما برنامجو يقلق صوزو وانا زو حبزا شيء ما تستباح ما قوي بزقنا كوتا متبكد النار يشيو بكالا يقار بي ولداتو صامتا يوما أمرزيو سراشيش تسرحرت مدرسة لين بولا زوال ولداتو سلات زياتوا من خشارو ذات هبرتيو جواب زكابتنا توا روح زيزو بيمزل الفرق وزرون خصا ومسنا لي يشي يتخيش على الباقوما مخوما استباه بجي وقتي كل سنة كذا وقتي أتمنى ما فاينالي الحمد لله وجي ولداش يكذا بتروزا خاج أبرودو ما تركبالو ما إن شاء الله جي موشلي كل زوم تكهلا مانتا هر هيرتي سر هشيم يزلاين بيت زي حدا ينام كونديشن بلا جارزيز كفتاتلي ألا مجن بيت خشاه زوك صوزو هركن دنات ميتك بزكانات ما خشا زاخوت تمام كفرزو نجي قبلان زاچوم أحد نخوني ما يين دلاجة اليوم مسناو والدايسن اللي يكون زالبي أحد مدلق أساس أوجا وقفت لي مخنال ما جي والدايسن كفتو أوجا إن شاء الله قوت تورنتو بزال تمام يتكلم بكل كده يلي أنا على تاني ما أمنا ذاك زوك صوزو ومسو يشي بعد كسي ترادين توا ولدي لزاخسا أمت أيتكسي جرجارة لي أحزم جرجبلام كل التايب كل تدولة من جرجارنا شخانا من تخش أخذ زالسو بس حزو بجيه انت هو جدي جار لي وجه إذا نتخش نزال بيس زيلة تخش نزال ورقات زوكسو صارت بيس ولا تخش نزال دنيا وجه تمامه فاميلي مارت محفوظ زون أبلازو فرقة زوكسو ذو إبدال تورنتو بيتركب زالو إبدال جماعة الله يستيو بعد تورنتو بين بعد بين قبوما قدير شلون مدى كابو شلوما تورنتو جماعة زي بيخونهم تورنتو بيزالو بدلاج بايو مزاشان ده أنت فرق بايو زي ولداچوم الله ما جنزاچوم دنا زوكسودو نور بيسا ذاتيبر نيولارج بيسا وان وجه بإكسترا لارج أشلا هو ما شاء الله يديال بيسا زنام لكن ذي نديجنال يبرنامج نزير خوكتا إن شاء الله ولداج أحس حساب فجونا هل أسرع مستنتيو أسرع مستزيوم أنا صغير شيء ده كسنوجر بنعمستي بالعسى فجونا هل زاج سننو بهله سعد نقدك زي فرنايش نبرنال رئيس حرير سنترم لوك نبرال ما إن شاء الله زي روحه كتانتا برنامجه هوجي أورك تزدلجة ما جيت تايل زبوردينا يبهله مدرسة لحد من الإتصال تستي سيدو أفرع إن شاء الله تفضل.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our graduation for Youth Toastmaster. And our theme today is celebration. In life, either you celebrate or you have some sort of sorrow. But hopefully you celebrate more than you have sorrows. Today, I am excited to have this 15 kids and come and speak and show you what they've been doing for the last 12 weeks. So we celebrate what they have done and what they will do in the future. Today is about these kids, right? Some of them are as young as 11 years old, and they're incredible. They're wonderful speakers, and I'm really excited what is to come for them in the future. So my role today is Toastmaster, and I'm going to be introducing each of our speakers. Our first speaker today is Binat Badriadous. Binat is 18 years old and currently attends Toronto Metropolitan University. Her hobbies are crouching, and which is almost like an art format that is uses you have to use fabric. It's a lot more skill to it, so she is highly skilled. I look forward to her work as well. And today, Binat's going to be talking about letting go and moving forward. I would like to welcome Binat to the stage. Binat.
Imagine standing at the edge of a vast wilderness, ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery. This journey isn't just about finding yourself, it's also about letting go of what holds you back and moving forward despite the obstacles that may lie ahead. Today, I want to talk to you about the profound process of letting go and moving forward and how it can lead to transformative self-discovery. In this fast-paced world, we often find ourselves caught up in our daily lives, rarely pausing to reflect on our inner journeys. But amidst the chaos lies a silent longing, a desire to explore the depths of our souls and to understand who we truly are beyond the masks we wear. And so, we set out on this journey, armed with curiosity and courage, knowing that the path ahead may be challenging, but will ultimately lead to greater clarity and self-awareness. To begin, let's delve into what it truly means to let go. Often, it involves releasing the grip of past experiences, shedding the weight of negative emotions, and breaking free from limiting beliefs that hinder our growth. It's about relinquishing control over things that no longer serve us and allowing space for new opportunities and growth to emerge. When we hold on to our past, whether it be regrets or resentments, we carry an unnecessary burden that weighs us down and prevents us from fully embracing the present moment. By letting go of these attachments, we create space for healing. But the path to self-discovery is really straightforward. Along the way, we encounter obstacles that challenge us. These obstacles can take many forms: fear, self-doubt, societal pressures, past traumas, each presenting its own set of hurdles to overcome. Yet, it's essential that we acknowledge these obstacles, for only by confronting them head-on can we hope to transcend them. Acknowledging our obstacles doesn't mean giving in to defeat. Rather, it's an act of courage and self-awareness. It's about facing our fears with unwavering resolve, confronting our insecurities with compassion, and embracing our vulnerabilities with strength. So, how do we navigate through these obstacles and continue our journey on self-discovery? One powerful strategy is the practice of forgiveness. Not only forgiving others, but also forgiving ourselves for past mistakes and shortcomings. In addition to forgiveness, mindfulness is a vital key, is vital for self-discovery. It's about being present without judgment, observing thoughts with kindness. This cultivates inner strength, resilience, and clarity. So, let go of what doesn't serve you and embrace the journey of self-discovery with courage and resilience. Each step forward is a step closer to finding our true self. Thank you.
Thank you, Binat. You can pass that to Faid. Really appreciate it, right? Let go of what doesn't serve you. I think that's a perfect message for everybody to take home today. So well done, Binat. Just a couple things. Please put your cell phone on mute or vibrate, right? Because that distracts them. So I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. And our second speaker today is Faid Idris. Fa is a grade 8 student at Ellesmere Seton Public School. He is 14, just recently turned 14. And his favorite hobby is playing soccer with his brothers, I'm sure. And today, Fa is going to be talking about one of the greatest heroes of civil rights movement, and Rosa Parks. Like I said, please do put your cell phone on vibrate. So I'd like to welcome Fa to the stage.
Did you know that around 70 years ago, buses were segregated? This meant that black people had to sit at the back of the bus while white people sat at the front. Also, if all seats were taken, black people had to give up their seat. Does anybody here know who the first person to refuse to get out of their seat and stand for what's right? For those of you who don't know, that person was Rosa Parks. Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks was born on February 14, 1913 in Alabama, USA. Her father was a carpenter while her mother was a teacher. While she was young, her parents divorced and she moved with her mother to Alabama's capital city, Montgomery. While she was there, she was homeschooled for most of her life. Although since she had to attend a school, Rosa Parks decided to attend a school near her for a few years. However, at the time, schools were also segregated. This meant that black people had to walk to school while white people got picked up by school buses. Also, black people's curriculum weren't very high, the classrooms weren't kept neat, and the school supplies were very limited. However, white people's classrooms were always constantly checked. They had a far better curriculum and they had multiple school supplies. Because of this, Rosa Parks decided to become homeschooled for some of her life. However, she had to drop out of school since her mother got sick, and she got a job as a seamstress at a local store down her street. Rosa Parks is part of the NAACP. This stood for the National Association for the Advancement for Colored People. It was an association made to stop segregation, and she was a secretary. Rosa Parks is most known for refusing to get a receipt. She did this as a way of fighting back for black people. She sat at the designated white people spot as a way of fighting back. She did this a few months ago in December. However, after much fighting, instead she decided to leave. However, this time she didn't, and the same bus driver, Blake, decided to call the police. The man who bailed her out was E.D. Nixon. He believed that if someone stood against the government and tried to fight back against segregation laws, black people would come as a whole and try to fight together. He believed Rosa Parks was that person. He convinced her to also either elect new people for the NAACP or get the current leaders to be more politically active, because at the time, they weren't really trying to stop segregation. He decided to become president for a few years and try to change new laws. He also created the Montgomery Improvement Association, which was a separate branch from the NAACP, which was made to help black people become lawyers, because at the time they could not attend university or high school. Most and all lawyers were actually lawyers at the time, so if any black person went to trial, which often happened, they couldn't help them in any way. Also, Rosa Parks had to move away from Montgomery because at the time she lost her job. She lost her job because a boycott was happening. The boycott was to stop segregation laws against black people for buses. Buses were also segregated at the time. Black people had to sit at the back, while white people sat at the front. Since Rosa Parks was one of the biggest reasons why the boycott was happening, the person who owned the company she worked at didn't like the fact that she was one of the biggest reasons why and decided to fire her. At the time, her mother was sick, so she couldn't continue teaching at the school, so they moved to where her brother Sylvester lived in Detroit. While at Detroit, Rosa Parks decided to become an administrative aide for the Congressman John Coyers Jr. She dedicated 30 years of her life to serving him, and during this time, her mother, brother, and husband all died to a sickness. When she retired, Rosa Parks decided to travel around the world, lending her hand in civil rights events. I learned a lot of things from Rosa Parks. One of the biggest things I learned was to stand for what's right. Rosa Parks knew that what she was doing wouldn't ensure major consequences, but did so anyway because she thought that was right. Thank you.
Well done, Fide. Appreciate that. Stand up for what's right, right? That's a great message for all of us to take home today. So great speech about Rosa Parks. Our third speaker today is Tasneem Ahmed, and Tasneem is currently a grade 9 student at Markham District. Her hobbies are reading and going for a walk and talking, hopefully not at the same time. Her speech today is about inflation, food price increase, and how that is affecting Canadians. Please welcome Tasneem to stage to tell us about...
Today, I'm addressing an important issue that affects each and every one of us here in Canada: the significant raise in food prices. This trend is not just a temporary fluctuation, it represents a big challenge for our society today. In recent times, we have all witnessed and experienced how the prices for groceries have raised. From fruits and vegetables to meat and dairy, no category has been spared. These inflation in food prices is caused by many factors such as bad weather, food supply chain disruptions, and increased transportation costs. However, the consequences of these food increases is not just the grocery store's fault. Firstly, the increased cost of food has a direct impact on households, specifically low-income families. For many Canadians, a larger portion is now being spent on food instead of other necessities like housing, healthcare, and education. Moreover, the ripple effects of these price increases can be seen in the economy at large. As households cut back on spending to cope with higher food prices, businesses see reduced revenue, which can cause slower economic growth and cause more problems than good. Additionally, there is a social extent with this issue. Rising food prices can worsen the inequalities in society, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. Those with lower incomes are unjustly affected, often having to compromise on the quality and quantity of their food, which can lead to health problems and food insecurity. In conclusion, the issue of rising food prices in Canada is not merely an economic concern, but a profound societal challenge that requires urgent attention. It calls for a combined planned effort from the government, businesses, and communities to help with this problem. Thank you for listening.
Good job. We did well. Good job, Tasim. Definitely, food prices impact all of us, and you can see it out there, right? Carry on with our speakers. Continue to have your phone on silent and not distract the kids as they speak. Our next speaker today is Nadia Tawfiq, and she is a grade 11 student at Clarington Central Secondary School in Bowmanville. And Nadia is going to be talking today the benefit of learning a second language. I would like to welcome Nadia over to tell us about learning second language. Over, Nadia.
I'm not a grade 11. I'm grade 9.
Grade 9, go ahead. I thought you said grade 11. Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about the incredible benefits of learning a second language. In our increasingly interconnected world, the ability to speak more than one language is not just a valuable skill. It's a gateway to countless opportunities and experiences. First and foremost, learning a second language enhances our learning abilities. Studies have shown that bilingual individuals have improved problem-solving skills, enhanced memory, and increased creativity. By constantly switching between languages, our brains become more flexible and adaptable, leading to improved overall cognitive function. Beyond cognitive beliefs, being bilingual opens doors to a world of cultural understanding and appreciation. Learning is deeply intertwined with culture, and by learning a new language, we gain insight to different ways of life, traditions, and perspectives. It fosters empathy and respect for cultures, breaking down barriers and promoting global harmony. Furthermore, in today's globalized economy, multilingualism is a valuable asset in the workforce. Employers increasingly seek candidates who can communicate effectively with diverse international clientele and navigate multicultural environments. By speaking multiple languages, we expand our career opportunities and increase our competitiveness in the job market. But perhaps the most rewarding aspect of learning a new language is the personal growth and enrichment it brings. It opens up a world of literature, music, film, and art that would otherwise remain inaccessible. It allows us to connect with people from different backgrounds on a deeper level, forming meaningful relationships and broadening our horizons. Moreover, learning a second language promotes lifelong learning and curiosity. Once we master one language, we often find ourselves eager to learn more. Exploring new languages and cultures with enthusiasm and passion. It keeps our minds active and engaged, fostering a lifelong love of learning a second language. It keeps our minds active and engaged, fostering a lifelong love of learning. In conclusion, the benefits of learning a second language are numerous and far-reaching. It enhances our cognitive abilities, fosters cultural understanding, improves our career prospects, and enriches our lives in countless ways. So let us embrace the challenges of learning a new language, for in doing so, we not only expand our minds, but also our hearts. And lastly, I'd like to give a special thanks to Testy for supporting us throughout this journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Excellent. I've seen so much growth in you. Really made my day. So we'll carry on. Our next speaker is 11 years old. He's 11 in grade 6.
Okay.
The youngest. And Muhammad Idris is the youngest participant in the program. All his speeches have been incredible. He's currently, as I said, in grade 6. His favorite hobby is, just like his brother, playing soccer. Today, Muhammad is going to be telling us about Nelson Mandela and the story of Nelson Mandela. Please welcome Muhammad to the stage.
Did you know that Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 whole years, but still managed to become president of South Africa? Nelson Mandela was born on July 18th, 1918 in a small African village called Kunu. He grew up with his 2 sisters where he worked as a cattle boy. He was born into a royal family as a prince, and his father was the chief of their tribe. His father sadly passed away though, so he was adopted by a high-ranking member who was in their tribe. At the young age of 7, Nelson Mandela was sent to a local Methodist school because of his mom's devotion to Christianity. He was the first in his family to have a proper formal education. When he grew up, though, instead of marrying someone in his village, he decided to go to Johannesburg, where he first worked as a night watchman and later on became a law clerk. Nelson Mandela dreamed of becoming a lawyer, so he decided to study at Witwatersrand University. While studying in Johannesburg, Nelson Mandela joined the ANC. The ANC, which stands for the African National Congress, stood against segregation. He later on led the ANC and became very well known. A system called apartheid, which supported segregation, was a very big obstacle in his life. Apartheid was against his actions to try and end segregation. Because of those actions, he was sent to a maximum security prison for 27 whole years in 1956. The prison was located on Robben Island in Cape Town. His cell was 7 foot 9 inches tall with a light bulb right above it. It was a very this terrible cell, and he only sleep on a haymat in the cold nights without any blankie, and it's just terrible to live in. His cell number was 913. Later on, though, he was transferred from Postmore Prison to Victor Vester Prison after being treated for tuberculosis. Tuberculosis is a serious lung disease he was diagnosed with even in prison. Nelson Mandela's main goal was to try and end apartheid and make everyone equal without any segregation. And after many years of hard work, he was finally able to accomplish that and made a non-segregational election for South Africa. Nelson Mandela won the vote, and that is what he's most famous for and known for, the first black president of South Africa. He's also known for loving peace and reconciliation. Reconciliation means bringing people together. But what I believe he's most known for, and what we should all take from him, is his forgiveness. Because even after being in prison for 27 years, he still forgave everybody who did anything to him. And that's why even at his grave, he had no enemies. Nelson Mandela, in the span of just 4 years, was able to win over 260 awards. And even one of those awards was the Nobel Peace Prize. Can you imagine getting 260 awards, including the Nobel Peace Prize? He died on December 5th, 2013, and he's known all around the world. Thank you.
Muhammad. Muhammad, man. Impressive. Well done. So we carry on. So our next speaker today is Khalid Tawfiq. Khalid is currently a first-year university student at Ontario Tech down in Oshawa. Today, Khalid is going to be talking about never giving up, and I would like to welcome Khalid to the stage.
In life, we encounter countless challenges, obstacles that test our resolve, and setbacks that can shake our confidence. But in the face of adversity, there's one trait that sets the successful apart from the rest: perseverance. Never giving up isn't about stubbornly clinging to a goal, but rather it's about an unwavering belief in one's self. It's about understanding that failure isn't an end, but rather a stepping stone to success. Every great accomplishment in history has been achieved by individuals who refuse to give up, who refuse to despair and surrender to defeat. From the Wright brothers' relentless pursuit of light to Thomas Edison's thousands of failed experiments to invent the light bulb. History is filled with examples of people who dare to persevere in the face of adversity. But perseverance isn't just reserved for the history books. It is a quality that each and every one of us possess. It is the ability to pick ourselves up when we fall, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward even when the journey seems impossible. So I urge you, never underestimate the power of perseverance. Let it be your guiding light in the time of darkness. Let it be your strength for when you feel weak, and let it be your guiding light as you navigate the turbulent waters known as life. Remember, success isn't measured by how many times we fall, but rather how many times we rise again. So let us embrace the spirit of perseverance, for it is the key to unlocking our fullest potential and achieving our wildest dreams. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just take that mic. Thank you very much, Khalid. Ahmed, you can put that in. Yeah, definitely. If you don't persevere in life, you will not succeed. So perseverance is critical for all of us. Our next speaker today is Ahmed Ibrahim. Ahmed is a grade 9 student at RH King Academy in Scarborough. In his free time, he likes to play basketball. Today, Ahmed is going to be talking about his passion, which is computer science. Please welcome Ahmed Ibrahim to stage to talk about computer science.
Today, I want to talk to you about something that might sound complicated, but it's actually super interesting: computer science. So, what is computer science? Well, it's like the magic behind the screens, making everything happen when you use your computer or phone. Think of it like this: when you play a video game, send a text, or use an app, there are people who write special instructions for the computer to understand. These instructions are like a secret language that computers speak, and we call it code. Now, why is computer science so cool? First of all, it's all about problem solving. Imagine you have a puzzle and you need to figure out the best way to solve it. Computer science is like having the best toolbox full of tricks to solve all sort of puzzles using code. Have you ever wondered how a website works? When you type something in the search bar, a bunch of code is working behind the scenes to find what you're looking for. Computer science is what powers the internet. You've probably heard of artificial intelligence, right? It's like teaching computers to think and learn on their own. Computer scientists are like the teachers for these digital brains, showing them how to get smarter and do amazing things, like recognizing your voice or beating you at a video game. Now, let's talk about creativity. Computer science isn't just about numbers and logic. It's also about being creative. Imagine you have a blank canvas and code is your paint. You can create websites, games, and apps, anything you can think of. One famous guy in the world of computer science is Bill Gates. He co-founded Microsoft and is like a rock star in the tech world. He started coding when he was young, and just like many computer scientists. So why should you care about computer science? Because it's not just for tech geniuses. It's for everyone who wants to understand the language of computers, solve problems, and create cool things. Learning computer science is like a superpower in today's digital world. Computer science is a big playground where you get to be both a problem solver and a creator, using the language of code. It's a journey into the heart of technology, and the more we understand it, the more amazing things we can do with it. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Ahmed. Hopefully, in 10 years, we'll have a lot more computer science in this room. So, you'll be a computer scientist or software engineer, right? Thank you. That is definitely the future, right? STEM is the future of the world. Our next speaker is Nazreen Tawfiq. She's 17. She goes to Clarendon Central Secondary School in Bowmanville. So today, she's going to be talking about why children should not be exposed to the internet. Please welcome Nazreen to the stage.
Today, I'll be talking about the issues on why children should not be exposed to the internet. The internet can be good for kids. They can use it to play video games. They can use it to communicate with their teacher or other students, and they can use it for school research, but also comes with risk, such as cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is one of the main reasons why children should not be on the internet. Cyberbullying is when someone uses technology to harass, embarrass, or threaten another person, make fun of the way they look, which will make them feel insecure or which want them to harm themselves. Cyberbullying is making bad comments about a person based on their race or other characteristics. Posting mean or untrue things on social media sites such as Instagram or TikTok. Lots of kids are mostly on Instagram, where they post video of themselves lip syncing, dancing, or making jokes, but people in the comments don't really take them seriously, and they comment on the way they look, mostly grown adults, and which they're not supposed to. It's hard to escape cyberbullying since kids are continuously on their devices. Kids who are cyberbullied can struggle to concentrate in school and feel isolated. It can cause anxiety, depression, and stress. Kids who are cyberbullied may experience change in eating habits, like skipping meals or binge eating because their life feels out of control. Experiencing cyberbullying can impact a person's sleep patterns. They may suffer from sleep issues, sleeping more than usual, or nightmares. This is why children should not be on the internet. Thank you.
I agree. Children should not be on the internet. You should not give you access to your kids, even cell phones and playing video games. They should be reading a lot more than they should be online. Our next speaker today is Dania Tawfiq, and she's also 17. And she goes to Clarendon Secondary School in Bowmanville as well. And today, last week actually, she talked about her, and I loved it. So today she's going to be talking about gratitude. Please welcome Nadia to the stage. Dania to the stage. Good job.
Today, I'll be talking about expressing gratitude. Gratitude can be shown in many different ways, by buying gifts for people, making stuff for them, making cards, even baking. So that's what me and my brother decided to do. We had decided to make a cake for our parents to show how grateful we are towards them. So we wanted to make a cake. It was no ordinary cake. It was a humongous cake. It was the size of a room. So we quite literally used the room to make a cake. So the first step in baking a cake is turning on the oven to preheat the oven, So then I opened the oven, we turned on the oven, we opened it so it can get the room warm so it can start baking, until the batter is prepared. So then in my 4-year-old mind, the second step is using eggs. So we took butter and we smeared it all over the walls and all over the floor. And in my 4-year-old mind, that sounded like a good idea because we were having fun, we were expressing our creativity, and we're making our parents happy. At least that's what we thought. So, and then the second step was using eggs. So we took all the eggs in the fridge and we started smashing all over the floor. We were enjoying it. And then my parents realized that we were a bit too quiet. So they came downstairs to check on us and they realized we made a big mess in the kitchen. And I'm not going to say what happened, but I'll let you guys know that we had African-style discipline. And I'll let your imagination finish that. In conclusion, gratitude can be shown in many different ways. Just make sure you choose the right one. And before we end, I'd like to say thank you to the Harari community for organizing this very fun event and helping us get ready for speaking later on in life and then for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dania. Appreciate it. Still want to know what the African style whooping is. All right. Who's our next speaker? Hamdi. Where's Hamdi? Right here. All right. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate it. You always make us laugh. Yeah, Bruno. Our next speaker today is Hamdi Idris. He's currently a grade 9 student at Porter Collegiate. He's 14 years old. In his free time, he likes to play basketball. Today, Hamdi is going to be telling us on reasons why online learning is effective. I'd like to welcome the stage, Hamdi.
Thank you. Did you guys know that the retention rates in school and online learning have increased from 20 to 65%? And this is all due to online learning. I know you may be wondering what I mean by retention rates. Retention rate means the amount or the percent of students who finish all forms of education, finishing JK, SK, college, university, and so on. And it has all been increasing because of online learning. Today, I'm here to tell you guys why I believe online learning is the most effective and the most valuable way of learning than in-person learning. Number 1, flexibility. Flexibility means to have time throughout your day to squeeze in other activities, for example, jogging outside, or let's say if you're kind of lazy in the morning, you want coffee, you can get coffee without interrupting your online learning. And so online learning can be very, very effective because it can give you time to do other daily needs instead of just doing school the whole time. Because when you're in school, in-person learning, you have to be there in school, you have to stay in school for hours, sitting on desks and just being more lazy and not as productive. My second reason why I believe online learning is more effective is because it's more accessible online, which means wherever you are in the world, you can still teach people from here or there. For example, when I was in grade 7, it was actually COVID 2 years ago, I had a teacher teaching me from Ottawa, and he was pretty far away from me. It was like a 4-hour drive from here. And so this goes to show that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what location you live in, it's easy for you to learn and get education as long as you use online devices with data or internet using your Chromebook, computer, laptop, or phone. My third reason why I believe online learning is the most effective method of learning is because it's cost effective. When you have in-person learning, you must bring in pencils, crayons, sharpeners, and so on to help you learn and so on. For example, in art, when I was in art last semester, I had to bring in a textbook from home, a notebook from Dalram. I had to buy one. I had to also buy crayons, sharpeners, and so on for the class. And so having cost effectiveness and having online learning makes it so that you don't have to spend much money on buying tools and items such as markers, crayons, and sharpeners. My last and final reason why I believe online learning is the most effective method is because it's easier for you to spend less money when you go to school. For example, if you're in high school or university and your school is far away from you, for example, for me, I have to buy a Presto card and you have to use it every single day and spend money every single year just to go to school. And if we can remove that and we have online learning, it can make it very, very easy for you to spend less money, and you can still be more productive as well. In conclusion, I'm here to tell you guys why online learning is better than in-person learning. We can improve online learning by having more strict supervision on students, making sure they're active and they're listening to the teacher and answering questions. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Hamdi.
I froze there. Oh, Mike.
Thank you, Hamdi. Appreciate it. Let me tell you, you're pretty convincing. All right. All right. Next speaker today is Taslim Amir Tawfiq. She's currently a Trent University student. Today, she's going to be talking about obedience to your parents, which I'm sure every parent's going to love. So, obedience to your parents. Come on over and tell us.
Being obedient to your parents is important for a lot of reasons, but mainly because they have more life experience and wisdom. So listening to them can help you make better decisions. So I'm going to be sharing a personal story on why you should always listen to your parents, because they're always right. So in 2017, we went to Harar for Kuba, and the one rule we had was we were not allowed to leave the house after Maghrib. So this one night, we decided to do that. Our parents were sitting in another room with family members. So me and my sister decided to leave the house without permission, without any supervision, and we went to meet with our cousins halfway to give them candy we bought. And so there's this guy sitting on the side of the road, and he was talking to himself and he was yelling. So we got scared. So after we gave them the candy, we started walking back. And so he suddenly just stood up and started running towards us. And he came and he grabbed me and he picked me up. And then my natural instincts told me to bite him. And so I did. I don't know where that hand has been, but anything to do to survive, right? So we ran away screaming. We made it home. We got home safely. And then everyone around us was running away too because he was chasing us with stone. And then we never told our family until today. So moral of the story is you should always listen to your parents, because whatever they tell you, there's always a reason behind it, and they're trying to guide you through their personal experience. Thank you.
Thank you. I guess all the secrets are coming out today. I get it. All right. Thank you very much, Tassim. Well done. Our next speaker is Wasim. Wasim is currently a grade 12 student at J. Clark Richardson High School out in Ajax. His hobbies are traveling. And today, Wasim is going to be telling us about why cigarettes should be banned. Wasim, over to stage to tell us about the reason why cigarettes should be banned. Oh, yeah.
My name is Wasim, and today I urge us to consider why cigarettes should be banned for these three crucial reasons. Firstly, cigarettes are a threat to public health. Now, the toxins in cigarette smoke can lead to an array of life-threatening illnesses, including cancer, heart disease, and respiratory disorders. Banning cigarettes would save countless lives and ease the burden on our healthcare systems. As we already know, healthcare can be really complicated nowadays, especially with the wait times. Secondly, cigarettes not only harm smokers, but also endanger non-smokers through secondhand smoke exposure. By banning cigarettes, we can create safer environments for everyone. especially vulnerable groups such as children, pregnant women, and individuals with respiratory conditions. Finally, cigarettes are highly addictive, trapping users in a cycle of dependency that is challenging to break. As you know, choosing to break away your addiction for cigarettes can be one of the hardest things on the planet, and a lot of people struggle with it. But by banning cigarettes, we will prevent a new generation from falling victim to the same nicotine addiction that we have. Ultimately reducing the amount of smoking-related diseases, improving public health for our future. In conclusion, the health risk and secondhand smoking dangers and addictive nature of cigarettes underscore the urgent need for their ban. Let us prioritize public health and well-being by taking a crucial step to ban cigarettes. Thank you.
Well done, Wasim. I agree with you. Cigarette should be banned. All right, and our last speaker for today is Nadia Ibrahim. Nadia is a grade 12 student at Monarch Park Collegiate Institute. Next year, she will be going to university. And today, Nadia is going to be telling us about public transportation in Toronto. Public transportation in Toronto, Nadia Ibrahim.
Today, around 100 cities throughout the world provide free public transportation, with the country of Luxembourg being the first to provide complete access to its complete transport system in 2020. While fare-free transit is a system that has aided many regions around the world, being based in Europe or South America, it only recently started to gain popularity in North America. Individuals who advocate for fare-free transit like to compare public transportation with other public services. We don't pay for police officers or firefighters, nor do we pay for admission charges to public parks or public schools. Taxpayers collectively support these services, and we all benefit from them together. We can also compare it to another kind of transportation, elevators. The very idea of having to pay for elevators in public buildings is absurd. Public transportation serves a similar purpose as elevators, except it's horizontal instead of vertical. Therefore, I believe it should be free as well. Fortunately, fare-free transit is available in hundreds of cities around the world. Some cities provide reduced prices to certain demographics, such as young children, the elderly, or students, while others may offer free access to certain routes within the transport system, or provide free transit during certain days, weeks, or times of the year. Toronto does this as well, however, I don't believe that it's enough. The TTC's current price system excludes a significant percentage of the public. The TTC does not satisfy the needs of low-income families and individuals, restricting their access to public services such as education, employment opportunities, or social gatherings. In such a developed city like Toronto, public property should be accessible to all. Achieving fare-free transportation is not a single standalone policy, but rather a way of lowering carbon emissions, increasing accessibility and mobility for inhabitants, and addressing the socioeconomic inequalities. As a result, fare-free transportation is not a standalone policy, rather it is a part of a wider framework of social policies that promote social fairness. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Nadia. Excellent. At Silverthorne Collegiate Institute in Etobicoke. His hobbies are playing basketball, and so recently he went to Ottawa to compete on basketball competition. And I look forward to him going to D1 or AAU at some point. Today, Sami is going to be talking about leadership. Please welcome Sami to the stage on leadership.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I'm going to be talking about what it means to be a leader and what is a leader. A leader is someone who can think for themselves and is not a follower. A leader is someone with powerful intellect and can impact the people around them. A leader takes charge and is selfless with his actions and always thinking about how to better society. Great leaders like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam spread his teachings of Islam throughout the Middle East and Africa. He united various tribes and ethnicities through Islam. Another notable leader is Nelson Mandela, an important leader of South Africa. He fought against injustice and racism and eventually brought them together to make his country a more fair and safe place. Although there is still racism in South Africa, we must know that leaders need to fail in order to spread their message. A leader must fail to learn from his mistakes. In conclusion, the qualities of a leader are not formed in a day or a week, but through years of hard work, patience, and learning from failures. They think about the bigger picture and will show kindness to anybody. We as people should all strive to be the best leaders we can be. Yeah.
Man, I'm so proud of you, man. Give that to your sister, okay? The mic. Thank you, Sami. I agree with you. Leaders change culture, and that's what we need, which the benefit of Toastmasters will give you. Our final speaker is his younger sister, Tidin Mukhtar, and she's currently a grade 10 student at Silverthorne Collegiate Institute. Her hobbies are volunteering, and Tidin has a desire to be a lawyer one day, and she's a fantastic speaker. And today, her speech is on youth and youth activities, right? So
Patience.
patience, okay, patience. She's going to tell us about patience. Come on over, Tidin.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about something we all probably know, but don't think about as often, which is called patience. I know it may not be the most exciting topic to discuss, but trust me, it is very important to know, especially since we have all experienced difficulties in our life. Quick question for you. Do you think patience contributes to personal growth and development? Yes, as we all said. Think about it. We all have faced a time when we experienced a lot of assignments and deadlines and even social drama. It is like we are constantly running on a treadmill and trying to keep up with everything that is going on. This is where patience comes in. I get it. Patience sounds pretty boring. It's like, why wait when we could just get things done now, right? But here's the thing. Patience isn't just about waiting around. Instead, it's about knowing when to slow down and taking things step by step. Patience isn't just about slacking off or procrastinating. It's mainly about being realistic about what we can accomplish and giving ourselves the time and place to do it right. Most individuals should set goals and develop time management skills. The cool thing is, when we practice patience, we become more productive instead of stressing and making careless mistakes. We could focus on doing our best in achieving our goals, even if it takes longer than what we expect. Looking back to the previous question on do you think patience contributes to personal growth? I believe that patience does impact my personal growth and development, since it has allowed me to recognize the importance of communication and a positive mindset, while learning how to navigate my obstacles. For example, being at Toastmasters every Sunday has made me notice a change in my confidence in public speaking, since the dedication and confidence have helped my personal growth. Even though the world is constantly rushing around us, let us embrace patience as a guiding principle in our lives. At the end of the day, patience will lead us to our greatest accomplishments. So let's maintain hope and optimism for success. Thank you.
Well, Tidin, I'm so proud of you. You're incredible. So well done. So this concludes our speaking portion of the meeting. Next step is graduation ceremony for the kids. So Binat already got her award. We still have 14 kids that we need to give award to. So I'll call Abdul Wasit to present the award with Zaki.
Harari Community Center, Harari Heritage Center, Chairman, Afira, inshallah.
MashaAllah, Allah.
Khalid Tawfiq.
Just.
All right, thank you, Khalid. Next up is Wasim. All right, Nadia Ibrahim. All right, Tidin. Tasneem Ahmed. Hamdi Idris. Fahmi Idris. Fahmi. Faid. Yeah. Dania next. Dania. Dania Tawfiq.
Dania number 1.
Nadia Tawfiq. All right, Sami Mukhtar. Nazreen next up. All right, Nazreen Tawfiq. Nazreen. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, we help you. Yeah.
All right, Ahmed Ibrahim. You good? Ahmed Ibrahim, mashallah. Allah barakatuh. Tasneem Tawfiq. All right, last one is Muhammad Idris. Let's go.
Allah Akbar. MashaAllah. Okay. Zaki. Abin taka بسم الله. بسم الله.
What's that?
Zaki Harari Youth. Zaki بسم الله. بس لو وداك عندنا ما وداك عايز يجيبك.
Oh, no. Last 12 weeks, right? I've seen so much growth in all of you. When you came in first week, most of you guys couldn't speak 2 sentences. And now you sat here for 2 to 4 minutes, which is a big improvement, right? I mean, I was shocked when you came in and you were cracking jokes. Like, I was like, where'd they come from, right? So it shows your growth in you. But my message to all of you is this is just a step. This is like a beginning, the first step in a 1,000-mile journey of your growth. It was leadership or just personal growth. What you do tomorrow is going to help you go in the right direction. So over the summer, I keep telling you guys, keep reading. If you're not spending 2 hours a day reading at this age, you're not growing, right? We celebrate today, but the work has to go on. So I expect all of you guys, when you come back in September, your knowledge about Goldman Sachs has got to be up there, right? I told you guys about the need to communicate. Like, you could ask my sisters how often I read. 2 hours to read a day. Your kids has to read. Like, every kid has to read a minimum, whether it's a newspaper or a magazine or a book. They have to read that. If they don't know what's happening in the world, it's not serving them. I was lucky enough to be born in a country where you listen to news every day. I'm grateful for that because what you know and who you know is going to help you in life. It's not the education. Education is critical. I'm not saying it's not critical, but what you know and how you communicate and how you convey your message is going to help you, right? And this is the beginning for all of you. So please do not stop learning. I told you guys about an app called Libby. You hear me that all the time. I use Libby daily. That's number one app that I use in the morning, and number one app that I use in the evening. It's not TikTok. TikTok is not going to help you, all right? Somebody else is making money off TikTok, not you. Unless you're a social media star, which is, you comes and goes. But if you really consistently want to get better, Libby's got to be your friend to consistently learn. Well done. Proud of each one of you guys, but keep going, okay? So we're going to take a picture with all the kids right here.
Yeah.
IHMS